I've worked in fitness and wellness and performance for over 9 years now. I've seen some amazing transformations that have lasted a long time, and I've seen some not so amazing transformations. And I'm going to tell you the difference between the two and the truth that you probably don't want to hear about how to get there and how to get a good transformation. Just to clarify, I want to keep this as body composition, general wellness talk. It's a different conversation when we start to add in performance. And so for the sake of simplicity and just for understanding what page we're on and both being on the same page, I'm talking about general wellness, aesthetics, just want to look good naked and feel good type thing. So I've seen some awesome results, like I've said, over the years, and I've seen some not so good results. And most people think it's the, Rocky montage of training super hard and getting this massive kick of motivation, and then everything changes and you just continue training hard and then it's all good. But from my experience, the small habits and the small changes that people make and just do again and again and again tend to work the best. And I've got a really good example for that. A girl that I've trained for over 5 years now at a gym was nailing her workouts. She was coming, 5 or 6 times a week to the gym to do a 45-minute workout, and that was going really well for her. She was getting good results, she was getting stronger, she was feeling better. But then she sort of came to us and was like, I want to take this to the next level. And we said to her, and we say this to most people that say the same thing to us, we just said, get up an extra 45 minutes and just make sure you get more steps in, and just do that every day and get an extra, 8,000 steps in that 45 minutes that you add on to your day, at the start of your day, at the end of your day. And she trusted us with that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people go, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted you to tell me, this is how much harder I need to train, or this is what I need to do in the gym. But I know it's a boring answer, but we tend to just give almost everyone that same answer of you just need to move more in an easy way, and you need to do it more consistently. And after, 2.5 years, she's completely changed her body composition. And by the way, she still does she just did a trip to Italy. She still does the trip to Melbourne. She still does all that, and she goes and drinks and does whatever. And I think that's amazing, because when she comes back, she still just does her thing and goes straight back to the routine. I think that's where a lot of people mess up. It's like they train so hard before the holiday that they get back and then they're like, it's done, So finding that thing and trusting the process and just continuing to do it. It's not going to happen quick, unfortunately, and I know a lot of people want that. They want it in 3 or 4 months, but if you can just nail the small habits over a really long period of time, it's going to make a completely different result, and it's also going to help you maintain that. Because she just came back and just clicked back into gear. It was like nothing had changed. She'd already built that habit, and that was a change she made. Then from there, you can obviously add things on top of that, but I really think it is a prerequisite. So for example, she started as it's just 45 minutes walking. She did it on a treadmill. She chose to just do that because she could just go to the gym, get straight on the treadmill, not have to worry about, anything else. Then from there, you could add in, running intervals slowly, doing a minute of running and then 3 minutes of walking. But again, I'm not really too interested in that when we're talking about just body composition, and I just want to look better and feel better. Do the small things right, get better at them, and that's what works. I've seen that, like I said, over 9 years, that people that have got the best results and the most amazing results have just done that. They trust that process. They trust us when we tell them that. They don't just think, they're just saying that. It's just a lazy approach. It's like, no, it just works. Doing more training is such a slippery slope, and it's a very tricky thing to do well. But adding in just more movement, whether that's cycling or walking or getting a dog so that you walk more, all of that stuff is just your activity outside of exercise that really changes your body composition. You're just being more active. That's one of the most basic things that I've learned, working in this industry for so long. And I hope it helps someone out there that was stuck in that. Train really hard, drop down, don't train at all, and then train really hard again. Just try to find that middle spot. Be kind to yourself, be nice to yourself, and yeah, it really makes a big difference. And you don't dread training, getting up in the morning. It's like no one wants to go and do that super hard session, especially if you're telling yourself to do it every day. You know, as an athlete, now that has trained for 6 years, I only do 2, maybe 3 hard sessions a week. And yeah, it's hard when I do them, but I can't imagine having to do a hard session every morning. Like, it just wouldn't happen. I'm telling you right now, I would perform worse. I would hate training. I would be a worse person during the day. And yeah, intensity is not the way. Finding the small, easy habits is the way. I hope that helps someone out there. I have a business called One Step that helps people get in the best shape of their lives through just taking one step. And if you want some help, you want to get involved, the link for that is below. But yeah, that's it. Have a good rest of your day or whatever you're doing. And I'm just going to keep posting more of these, what I've learned in this industry, to hopefully help more of you guys out there. See you in the next one.